Hey, this is Mandy and I'm back with another episode of Tasty Tuesdays. Today I'm going to be chatting with you about hibiscus tea and nourishing infusions. I'm going to talk a little bit about nourishing infusions because this ties into my herbalism background. Nourishing infusion is basically a strong tea. So it's a tea that's more medicinal than a tea that you just, or a tea bag that you just, put in your hot water and steep for 5 minutes. The way to do a nourishing infusion is to use a lot more tea. So we're talking like about a cup in a liter mason jar. So you can scale that down if you're going to do a smaller amount, but you want to use a large amount of herb, pour hot water into the mason jar with your herb or your tea, and then screw the lid on. And the reason why we do this for a nourishing infusion is because it helps to trap all of the medicinal components in the tea. The part of the tea medicine that you smell is a very volatile compound, and so by keeping the mason jar sealed, you're really able to lock in every single little bit of the medicinal component of the tea. So I just wanted to mention that right off the bat so that you know how to make your tea really work harder for you. And the reason I'm talking about hibiscus today, that's what it looks like there, it's a really beautiful flower, is because it's a wonderful herb for spring and for summer. And we're kind of right in the in-between right now. I know it feels like spring just started, but from a Chinese medicine perspective, we're already starting to get to the tail end of the spring season. But yeah, this is phenomenal both for the liver and for the heart. For liver, it's really good for decreasing your bad cholesterol and increasing your good cholesterol. It helps to get rid of triglycerides in your bloodstream, so that's fatty deposits in your bloodstream. It's really good for cooling the liver and helping to cool toxic bile from your gallbladder. Really good for lowering blood pressure, really good for antioxidants. And yeah, I like taking cooling things this time of the year because I'm from BC and I tend to not tolerate heat too well. So I really try to get a lot of this stuff in me this time of the year and in the summer to help prevent that feeling of overwhelm that sometimes happens when it gets really hot and dry. And if you're somebody that suffers from like heat rash or sunstroke, those types of things, it's really good to get this kind of stuff in you right now. So for the hibiscus tea, if you're gonna make it as a nourishing infusion, I recommend a cup of the dried tea in a whole liter mason jar. Add some hot water to that. It doesn't have to be fully boiling, but almost boiling. Seal up that mason jar lid and let it sit overnight. If you feel like you need to add a little extra sweetness to it, because this is quite tart, it's really delicious if you haven't tried it, almost like a cranberry flavor, but quite tart. You can add something like goji berries to it when it's steeping in the hot water, and like these guys. And that's gonna add a really nice natural sweetness to it. And yeah, I wanted to let you guys know about this because it's not only delicious and wonderful for the summertime, but it also makes a really great base for smoothies. I really like fruit smoothies, but sometimes I feel not great about adding things like orange juice to it because I know it's adding a ton of sugar without adding any fiber. So I will make up a huge batch of this, and then I'll make it up at nighttime, let it steep overnight, and then in the morning when it's cool, I'll either just drink it straight or I'll actually use it as a base for my smoothies. Yeah, so I thought I'd let you guys know about it. I'm going to be I'm going to be talking about it even more in my workshop this Friday and Saturday when I'm teaching people how to make superfood snacks. So yeah, I'm really excited to be sharing this with you guys. Some of the other ingredients I'm going to be focusing on this weekend are cilantro essence, sea buckthorn, black currant, and a probiotic called Bacillus coagulans, which is really great for the immune system and many more things. I'm starting to get off track, so I'm going to let you go. I've got a lot here to do in the shop. If hibiscus tea isn't your thing, we have a lot of other really great options here. Lemongrass. Lemongrass is beautiful tasting, and if you have, oh, there's the phone. I guess that's the sign. I've got to go. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week.